Yeah, here we are on the boat. Tide's going out. It's about 3:30. It's a Saturday in September. I think it's about the 12th of September. Got a tide running and a very, very light wind. Because it's wind against tide, that means there's going to be a bit of wind there. So I'll just drift off with just the jib up and then put the main up as I'm going along. You know, even if I'm just flapping about, the tide's going to be drifting me down towards sandbanks. I'll try and keep you updated. Cheers. So we've left the mooring. That's back up there, roughly where that white sailing boat is down there. We're heading down Poole Harbour. You can see that white boat there. That's where the mooring is, down there. I came off the mooring and to just jib and drifted with the tide, keeping away from other boats. Now here, going down quite strong, fast down the harbour because I've got the tide. I've got a couple of knots of tide against me, sorry. And so that's making the wind seem more on the water. And so it's sailing on quite nicely now. I've got the little dinghy windsurfing keep there. Oh, there's some chap in a dinghy and a canoe there, being very nice. And keeping out of my way. Coming down here, of course, one has to keep a good look out for ships because ships are pretty large around here, and we don't want them to sort of, get us. I'll just slow down. I'll just go up to windward a bit, and that'll slow my boat right down, and he can get past me then. Pitching up into the wind, they call it. You can see that jib at the front there beginning to flap a little bit. That means that, that's it. That's it, and he's just, I can now just go behind him. I'll pick up a bit of, pick up a bit of speed now. Passing it right back. There she is, yeah. Going on very nicely. Towards Branksea Island, a pair of them, a pair of canoeists there. And I've got to be a bit careful here because it gets very shallow around here because of where those two white boats over there are dinghies. It's actually quite shallow in that area, so I should really be trying to stay in the channel. Of course, the advantage of staying in the channel is if you've got the tide running the strongest. I can see that I'm just heading for a red marker buoy down there, so I think I'll just keep going along like this and drift down with the tide. And there's the red marker buoys. They're actually red, which means you're supposed to leave them to port as you come into port, I think. So starboard as you go out. So that means I leave them on my right hand side. Well, I can be pretty sure it's pretty deep there because those are marker buoys for shipping channels. Here, of course, we've got the polluters. Polluting harbour. Yeah. That's right. That's it. There we got we haven't got an engine. The only thing I've got for an engine is my guitars down there. We see it down there. My bit of guitar. There's two guitars down there. There's some waves. This is what they do to you. Just as you're trying to have your sleep. Here they come. There we go. Yeah, that's it. There's a lovely racing boat over there, look. And you can see there's the, underneath the sail there, you can see Poole Harbour Quay. There's a key in there. We can hear some sort of key-like noises over there. And I think that, just going to the west there, I think that's Poole Yacht Club. No, the Poole Yacht Club or Poole Harbour Yacht Club, one of the two. These people here are probably motoring up because it's, if they tried sailing, they wouldn't get anywhere because the tide's running so strongly. I've got a chap in a dinghy here. That's it. There he is. There is dinghy. That's the island behind. He's decided to give me a bit of room. That's it. There's a chap with a dinghy there with a wayfare spinnaker up. I don't think it's a wayfare. I think it's a GP. It's got a bell on it or something. I'm not sure. I can't really see. Anyway, got my glasses. Ah, that says something there. That's what it says. I don't want to go too near, obviously, the quay, because, to be honest, you know, that's the sort of area where you get big ships. But down there, by those red mooring, that buoy there, it does look quite almost as if there's a little bit more wind down there, actually. I'm going to try and pinch up. Tiny bit more wind coming here, you can see on the water. It's a bit like when you blow on a bit of soup, you know, you make wrinkles. Well, the you know, ripples. And you can feel the boat is just sailing slightly better now. But keep heading down this way. The wind is actually created a bit by the tide moving, and then here the tide's going out, but it's moving in an easterly direction, while in the middle of the channel, of course, it's moving in a westerly direction. So here the tide's with us, but if we were to continue in an easterly direction towards the Isle of Wight, it would be against us. So we just tootle along here now. There's day boats. I wouldn't be surprised if they were having a race. They're very, very nice boats, those. And I remember a chap called Howard Smart back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s. I think even the 80s he had one of those. I think he's buried in Broadstone Cemetery, and he got an MBE or something for working in a factory developing tanks or something in Wales. Of course, you might think, oh, he had a safe one, but not really, because you know, if you were working in a factory developing tanks, you were a pretty good target for the Luftwaffe, really. So not that safe. A bit like working at Bletchley Park. You know, people had to keep quiet about it, otherwise, you know, it'd be a problem. Anyway, well, coming over here now. That's you can see there's a nice boat there. I'm on starboard tack, and so actually sailing-wise, I have right of way. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. The wind's headed me here a bit. I wouldn't be surprised to find the wind coming straight down the channel in a minute. As you know, and so I might have to put in some tacks. But as it is, I'm going to toot along here, try and keep out the way of this this harbour here. This, you know, this, you can see sort of pilot boats or something in there. Oh, look at the top of the mast there. You can see my wind indicator there. I expect, yeah. That's it. Yeah. And he's got a nice red duster on the back of his sailing boat over there. Yeah, that's it. Nice orange sails like mine. Oh, but he's got a gaff rig with two jibs on a bowsprit, and oh, it's a very nice boat. It's like a Cornish crabber type design. Internal engine. See, we're into some sort of a bit of a race here. I think it's all getting a bit confused, the waters. Like the tide is really whizzing along here. As I haven't got an engine, I'm going to be putting in a tack in a sec. Look at that. It's making sort of funny noises. Don't know quite. Oh dear. Sort of sploosh, sploosh, sploosh. Yeah. It's like this odd. Like a meeting of the rivers. Anyway, it should be taking us along. Against the land, yeah, you can see that there are two bridges over there. Look. Whatever it is. No, that bridge they've got there, it doesn't seem to work. I don't know why they've left it up. Apparently it doesn't like it when it's up. Anyway, I'm going to do a tack and see you later. That's where we'll be heading, down there. Doesn't it look lovely, that Cornish cabba type design? It does, doesn't it? Yeah. It's tooting along here, seems alright. So here we are again. I'm getting a bit near to the harbour. I can see it's very shiny over there. That normally means there isn't any wind. He doesn't look like he's got a little wind over there either, but he's got something. I'll put in a tack in a second. Can't really quite understand why this. Oh, look, there's this thing there. Look, that's very nice. Yeah. Look, there's a large boat coming down. I can still feel a bit of wind. See, the tide, I can be reasonably reliable on a tiny bit of wind because the tide is pushing me against the air, which is creating a tiny bit of wind. The bad luck would be if I had just the same amount of wind going in exactly the same direction as the tide, then there'd be no wind. He's got some waves. This is a bit of a, there's some waves here. Wash, they call it. Coming off that power boat. My boat's bouncing up and down a bit. I've still got a bit of speed on there. Oh, that's it. Oh dear. Bounce. That's it. Yeah. And there's that sort of shiny bit over there on the sea up there. You can see ahead. That's always something to do with. Well, I can feel a bit more wind there, so I'll stay here for a sec. Keep going down. I know I'm in some pretty strong tide here anyway, and I can't see any big ships coming down the harbour. I mean, that is a sort of a bit of an important thing to be looking at, especially when you're around here and coming in quite close to these docks here, is that there aren't any ships coming down the harbour. I can see a yellow boat over there. It looks like one of these boats that does fantastic cruises around the harbour. There we are. Yeah, and here I'm coming up to that red marker buoy. As you can see, I've left that port behind me. There's that beautiful red yacht there. And I don't have to worry about it because I'm down tide of it now. So I can go as close to I like to it this tide, because even if I was to try and hit it, it's taking me away. Oh, I can see there's a tide. I'm actually going against the tide here. There's tide that seems as if it's coming from down that channel. I don't know. It's odd anyway. There we go. We're going to tack. Oh, but there's a very nice boat coming down there. So continuing on down the harbour, there's the old Lilliput Marina there, Sultan's Marina, and there's a starboard mark, pool's right down there, and we got poor old Bouncy Island over there, and there's a nice yacht there with sort of flags all over it. I think that's to discourage the seagulls. Right, I'll do a quick tack here, get out of the way of this boat. It's got some sort of it looks like a really big spinnaker bowl on there or something. Oh yeah, no. hydraulic kicking strap. I mean, it's pretty. They had them in the 70s. I remember. I think Ken Latham had one. Yeah, I think he had hydraulic everything on his boat. Yeah. That's it. We're going down the harbour now. Must be about 4:30 or something. And that's over there's Royal Motor. That's where I'm heading. Let's get going. So get in there by the Royal Motor and try and pick up a mooring or anchor off up there. Probably, tide pouring out. Oh, I want to be careful. I don't want to go shooting out the harbour, because I haven't got an engine. But I've got a paddle. I've got my guitar pad. The wind's changing. That's that. I'll head over towards that red buoy and put a tack in. Oh, there's some sort of aeroplane shooting over there. Oh, she's sailing along quite nicely now. There's a bit of wind. That's it. Sailing along quite nicely. Yeah. And there's Bouncy Island over there. And built by Henry VIII, I think. He annoyed everybody. Oh, there's a bit of wind there. Getting a little bit. We've got a red marker there, I'll point at it. Yeah. We're supposed to leave that starboard, and there's another one over there. See, there's another red marker boy over there. Yeah, that's it. And we're sort of being taken down the harbour. There's no chain ferry at the moment, so that's quite a nice thing, you know. Oh, loads! It looks like loads of yachts over, dinghies or something. I don't know what they're doing. Why? Oh, that must be the moorings over at Shell Bay area, just inside the harbour from Shell Bay, over there. That bit of land there, you go round that bit of land there to go out to the harbour. Yeah. There's a nice red marker buoy there. That's cool. And there's another one. Oh, and it looks like there's a windsurfer. Oh yeah, look at that, windsurfer guy over there. I think he's one of these blokes who've got one of those foils or something. Because they're the only things that will go really at any speed in these really light winds. No, I don't know, he seems to be going alright, but there's not a lot of wind. So I doubt if he's planing. And it doesn't really look like a very big sail, so I imagine it's quite a light person. You know, it only looks to me like sort of a 5 metre-ish type sail, I don't know. Unless it's because it's very far away or something. Oh, that's it. That's it. A bit of wind. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, he's dropped his sail down there. Look. Dropped his sail in the water. I expect he's... Oh, that's a bit odd. Oh no, he is. He's sort of paddling with his sail, I think, a little bit to get going along in that direction. There's a bit more wind now. But I think I better do a tack because I don't really want to shoot off in that direction down there. And I will find out once I start going across here that the wind is running quite strongly. I mean, the tide is running quite strongly out. So I'll sort of go across here sideways.